too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again.
Hey, very good Wednesday afternoon to you. Welcome to EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk once again in for Hernan Salas, who will be back in this host chair next Monday, joined alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish, right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for tuning in across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music for those listening and watching on YouTube, as well as everyone listening on podcast. Thank you very much. We're broadcasting live from the William Huff studio. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry experience and a desire to make every job the very best it could be, it's what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a show at 780-454-4536. Lots to get to on the show today. Your thoughts always welcome. 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree inbox, or you can jump into the nasty chat. Coming up in about 20 minutes time, we will get to Hernan's World, brought to you by me. Well, brought to you by Edmonton Garrison, but I'm bringing you Hernan's World today. Britton Gray, he's a Saskatchewan Roughriders reporter from CJME. He'll join us in the second hour. And Spencer Love with Love Pro Wrestling, but helping out as a couple of wrestling events are coming to town this weekend. Spencer will join us to talk about those as well. Joaquin Gage.
Yes.
How's this Wednesday going for you so far?
It's okay. It was cold this morning.
I'm cold in the office right now, but I don't want to turn on our heat.
No, don't do that.
I don't
that first blast of the furnace. I hate that.
Really?
That
I'm opposite. I love that smell.
You like that smell?
I love the smell
that
of burning dust.
Smell? Yeah, I guess it's the marking of the changing of the seasons with the firing up of the furnace. But no, went out in the dog walk. It was chilly. I bundled up and I thought, I'm gonna sweat on this one, and not a chance. My fingertips, actually, I got weak hands.
Little cold?
Yeah, I was like, cool. I wished I had my mittens. So
11 degrees right now. Still looking for a high of 17. Tomorrow's 20, Friday's 18, Saturday's 17, Sunday's 15, Monday's 19, Tuesday's 17. So we're now in fall weather. This is fall weather now.
Yeah. You know, and with Boone, my dog, he loves it, obviously. And he's been kind of picky with what he eats. I have to pump up one of our neighbors here.
Go for it.
Moochie Poochies next door.
Oh, yeah?
They're great. I've been in there a couple times to get bones and stuff. But
before we moved here? Or ever since we moved here, you've seen this place?
It's a couple doors down. And because they provide, well, they have bones and stuff like that, but they only have raw food for dogs. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try the raw. And I didn't. They just have the huge boxes, so I don't want to buy a huge box. And I go, well, is there anything small? He goes, you know what? I'll give you some samples. So she gave me like 5 samples for free. And goes, try these and let me know how it goes. And then maybe we can go from there. So Moochie Poochies next door to us.
Did you just get those today?
Yesterday.
Oh, so how
after I left here, I went.
Have you given it to your dog yet?
No, because I'm following the directions. I have to take one out, let it thaw in the fridge because it's frozen solid. And then let it thaw for 24 hours. And then, so we'll find out tonight. And I've got a couple different ones. So we'll see which one he likes best and probably go back there and grab that one.
To Moochie's Poochies?
Moochie's Poochies.
Moochie's Poochies.
I'm on their email list now.
What a great name.
Yeah.
That's customer service.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, of course I'm going to go back there if he likes.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a no-brainer now. So, and I don't know the girl's name, but she was fantastic.
Well, if your dog likes it. And that's how you do business.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do business. Because if you just bought it there and your dog liked it, you might then just start
looking.
Well, where can I get it the best price or whatever?
I know.
You might not think that now because it's right there. Convenience. And they were so wonderful. Their customer service wins you over.
And you know how, were we talking about getting like an aquarium for the front?
Well, there's somebody threw out the idea of us having an aquarium in the front.
It's an aquarium shop too.
They're the aquarium shop too? Because I know there was an aquarium shop down the strip.
Aquarium / dog food place. Pet food.
I don't know who's going to clean that tank.
I know. Because it's, I
don't know who's going to feed the fish.
I think we just get piranhas or like real aggressive cichlids and then just watch them tear apart a goldfish once a week.
What is wrong with you?
Don't you ever did that as a kid?
No, I can't say I did. I like went and tried to get a fish eaten in front of me. That's what planet Earth's for. I don't need it in my living room.
No, I'd get cichlids all the time. What are they? Jack Russells, convicts.
So you bought a fish just to kill it?
No, so it would kill other fish.
Yeah,
So
but you bought the other fish. You had those other fish to get killed by this fish.
Yeah. They're it's fun to watch. It's like watching the Discovery Channel, but live.
I think what you needed was at the old place to speak with some of those therapists.
No, they're beautiful fish. They're usually the most.
Which one are the beautiful fish? The ones that you're getting killed, or the ones that you're eating?
They're just goldfish.
Yeah, why? What did goldfish ever do to you?
They have a short memory.
Yeah, they don't. Some of them don't have a memory.
That's what I mean.
Well, because of you.
Yes.
I was not expecting that from you today.
You know what we used to
that
do?
Pretty far. I don't know if I want to know what you used to do.
So, me, Nick Vachon, and Cale Hulse in Portland when we played junior. And Cale Hulse started this. He told me how to do this. And Nick and I went and got fish. But anyway, I'll save that story. But we would go in to the fish store and we would take goldfish out of the goldfish tank and throw them in the cichlid tank and watch them just go nuts. It was great. Awful.
Yeah. Johnny Alberta in the Nasty Chat, learning a lot about Gager today. With one of those emojis with the teeth just flat straight across. Gager's main income stream, fish fights.
I'm the Michael Vick of fish.
Jeez. Well, yeah, VR, Joaquin Vick. Let's move on a little bit from there until Gager tells us more about it. Like that mooches pooches might not let you come in now because they've heard this and like we're not letting you do that to the fish that are here.
They'll watch me when I'm walking past the goldfish tank. That's for sure.
Reminder with the Elks is we are going to talk with Britton Gray. We'll talk about the upcoming opponent for the Edmonton Elks, which is the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Edmonton Elks have just tweeted just a few minutes ago, fill the bowl. I'm quoting them here. We're closing in on 30K. And the end zone party and upper bowl loges are sold out. So I opened up Ticketmaster, and there aren't a lot of tickets left. There's some tickets still available on the west side. The north side, they are selling tickets there. But this is going to be a fun crowd. This is going to be a busy Commonwealth Stadium. So if you're wanting to go and support on your green and gold and support the Edmonton Elks, go get your tickets now because there aren't many left, and you might miss out on your chance. With that, Reed Wilkins and Jay Milne and Zachary Kubish on the Reed Wilkins Show today or tomorrow, they have a 4-pack to give away. And then on the morning show with Dusty, Eric, and Trev, they have a 4-pack to give away either tomorrow or Friday. I've given them a little bit of windows of when to give those away. But some chances to win some tickets to Saturday's game right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. So keep it tuned to the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. But also get your tickets now if you want to go as well, because those are going quickly. As I said, we'll talk some Canadian Football League with Britton Gray in a little bit. But the Oilers, they defeat the Winnipeg Jets and Jonathan Taves 3-2 yesterday in preseason action. Gager, you saw part of that game. What was your biggest takeaways of what you saw early?
The play of Calvin Pickard, first of all. There was a giveaway early. Great glove save, under control. Made a couple really good ones afterwards. Really sharp for preseason, and tested it. Didn't have a lot of runway to get like acclimated to the game, so to speak. Maybe a few easy ones, So looked really good. Philp looked quick, made some good decisions. Obviously, I only watched the first period, so full disclosure there. But I didn't notice Howard too much in the first, but it could have just been me. I'm not sure. But overall, I thought the Oilers looked pretty good. There was some good plays by the Jets too. I was actually shocked at the pace of play and some of the execution for just a few games in here. But I found myself enjoying that first period before I had to do some real stuff. But no, it was good.
Would you make a Jonathan Taves as a Jet?
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
He had the A as well.
Had the A, but just as the start, he made a couple. Who was he playing with there? Nygaard. Made a couple nice little touch passes to Nygaard. Like, that's what I mostly watched that game to see what Jonathan Toews would look like, right? And so it was weird at first, but just subtle little touches with the puck, on draws, how good he was. It'll be interesting to see how he gets back up to speed at the NHL play. But I think if I'm a Winnipeg Jets fan and management, this is a really good position to be in. Now, I don't think I want Jonathan Toews. Like, I want to settle him in the third line center role, but unfortunately, I think just the lack of depth that the Jets have through the middle, you might find him having to play like in that second center position, which might be okay, but we'll see. He's older, hasn't played in a long time. It's going to be tough for him to. I think it'll take a while to get. I mean, you're not going to see vintage Jonathan Toews, but if you can get a semblance of him in that third line role with.
What do you think last do in the NHL?
I don't want to say limited minutes, but if you can keep him fresh, right? You could be quite strong, I think, down the middle with for Winnipeg.
He last played 22-23 season. He played 53 games and had 31 points. Prior to that, the season prior, in 71 games, he had 37 points, and then prior to the COVID and all that, 70 games, 60 points. Would, if 82 game season, if he could stay healthy for it all, being a 35-point player, be kind of what the Jets. Is that good for the Jets? They happy with that? Like 12, 13 goals and 35 points?
You probably see him.
Do they need a little more?
Looks on that second power play, right? So maybe
teams have 2 power plays.
Yes, a lot of teams do.
Really?
Yeah. And who knows with Ehlers gone, where that all sorts itself out. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it, but I didn't like. At first, I didn't like to see Jonathan Toews. I'm sorry, Winnipeggers. To me, he'll always be a Blackhawk. That's just.
Where he won his cups.
Yeah.
Unless things change this year. I'm going to get Zach in right away here because he's got the lines a bit for the Oilers. But Oilers taking on the Kraken tonight. Stuart Skinner, Chris Knobloch says we'll get the start. He'll play the full 60 minutes. But Coop, let me know when you've got those lines pulled up and you could let us know just some of the lines that are going to take place for the Oilers. As they're home, it's down at Rogers Place for this preseason action against the Kraken as they roll through town. What do we got for some of the lines?
Yeah, both Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl will be in action. They'll have Trent Frederick on the right wing, Janmark, Lazar, and Quinn Hutson filling out the second line. Mangiapane should play. He was sick yesterday. Chris Knobloch alluded to that in his media veil this morning. He's on a line centered by David Tomaszek and Roby Yarventi on that right side. Hamlin, Szymanski, and Klattenberg on that fourth line. Ekholm, Bouchard, the top defensive pairing. Lappinen and Regula on the second defensive pairing with Millman, and Akey filling out the bottom lineup. Janssen as the backup to Skinner.
It's a pretty full lineup.
Yeah.
So if Skinner lets in a goal tonight,
first shot,
trade him.
It's just going to be blow up.
He's gone.
I look forward to the full reaction to his game after tonight.
Yeah.
How many people are going to be like Gager and throw Skinner like the goldfish into the...
I've never thrown Stuart Skinner into a tank of cichlids, okay?
No, but some might want to.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, many already do when it comes to Stuart Skinner. Is there anything you could do in preseason to calm these waters? Because I don't think so.
Well, okay.
Because I think no matter what he does, people say it's preseason. So the question then I think then turns into, what's it going to take from Stuart Skinner through the month of October to maybe calm the waters of Oiler fans? What stats do you need to see, or what do you need to see from him for Oiler fans to feel more comfortable with the idea of maybe at the very least getting to the trade deadline with him versus there's just going to be constant criticism of him? Where's that level of play need to be for him for people to be a little more calm? I don't want to say patient, but accepting of Stuart Skinner right now.
So are you talking tonight or
No, I moved it to October.
all
Month
the
of
way?
October. I'm going to
Month of October.
What do you need to see through the first? How many games are in October? Because I don't think there's a single thing you could do in preseason. Because good or bad, it's preseason to me. I don't care. Like I'm not going to judge him fully.
55 shot save shutout, 1-0 shutout. That might
in preseason,
turn it down a little bit tonight. I mean, but chances of that happening are quite slim.
So in the month of October, the Edmonton Oilers will play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 regular season games. In those 12 regular season games, what do people need to see from Stuart Skinner for that you think will calm this fan base down a bit? What does he need to do?
I hate to say it, but I think he needs to come out of the gates flying.
I would agree.
Absolute. Like I'm talking probably 915 and under to 910.
Because he'll probably play 10 games out of the 12. There's 2 back-to-backs in there.
He needs to be in the conversation every single night as the first star of the game.
So like 7-2-1, 9-12 save percentage. Are people okay with that?
2.1 goals against. And then everyone go, that 15 pounds was the only thing holding this guy back. Right? That's what it needs. Will that happen? I'm not sure, but I think I don't think that'll even turn the temperature down. I think the water will still be lukewarm.
Sure, but I think I don't think that's unrealistic. To ask Stuart Skinner to be like a 9-12 save percentage and go like 7-2-1, I don't think there's no Zach Hyman. I will add that part. So that does change.
He's done it before. So yeah, it's not.
I don't think we're not saying he needs to go be 9-25, 9-30.
No.
We didn't sit here and say he needs to have 2 shutouts in that.
No, he might have to, but no, I think that would calm everyone down. But let's face it, it's going to be a footnote if someone hasn't signed a contract at that point. We might not even care about Stuart Skinner's numbers.
Well, maybe this is what Cass talked about.
Maybe it is.
Maybe this is what Cass talked about last week on Two Guys, which is straight up, Connor's not signing this because the attention and the focus will always be on Connor's contract, no matter how players are playing. If they're playing poorly, there'll be always that little deflection because they'll be like, but what about Connor's contract? Although the one counter I could have to that is if Stuart Skinner plays poorly to start this season, let's say in those 10, like he has his first 10 starts, he's 4-6 with a 885 save percentage. The conversation will be, it's Stuart Skinner that's causing Connor not to re-sign.
Oh, Matty, you think
that's already been out there.
I guess
if Stuart Skinner's numbers aren't solid, as much as Cass is saying is going to be McDavid, if let's say that's the case, and he's shielding the team because he hasn't signed, but he wants the narrative to be like that. On goaltending, if Stuart Skinner does not come out of the gates well enough, people are going to say that's the reason. He's the reason that Connor McDavid hasn't signed.
I hate to do this, but I have to agree with you. I think that will be one of the narratives coming out if he has a slow start. They will blame the McDavid negotiations on the play of Stuart Skinner. So,
yep. They'll say that Connor isn't happy about goaltending. This Oilers team hasn't, and Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman haven't done enough about goaltending, and Stuart Skinner's proving their case. That's why, like, even more so, Skinner, more pressure. You got to get out to a really great start this year.
Is it up if this does happen? I mean, we're creating scenarios here, but Stuart Skinner doesn't get off to a good start after 10 games. Is it up to management to move him at that point? Because, like you said, if they're facing the narrative, and this is what
to move who? Skinner. Here's the issue with moving Skinner at that point. One is his value's at a low, but two, how do you replace a 2 point? What is he on the cap this year?
2.6. We'll see. 2.6.
How do you replace a $2.6 million goalie for this team and replace him and add another goalie onto this team?
You can't.
It becomes Calvin Pickard's team, and are you ready to have Calvin Pickard run? Like, then the narrative turns to this team's not going to be good enough with just Calvin Pickard to sign Connor McDavid.
Well, then there's probably a discussion about Carter Hart.
Unless he's signed somewhere.
Unless he has signed somewhere at that point.
Which likely he will have signed somewhere. So
sounds like Vegas with Carter Hart, isn't it?
Vegas or rumors? I think Carolina is the other one that's big. I'm just like, it's if Stuart Skinner doesn't get to a good start and Connor McDavid's not signed, those two things will be linked by a large part of the narrative out there when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers, both locally, but also, I'm going to say internationally, because I think U.S. and Canada, the hockey media will talk about that.
I think you're right, buddy, because when Hernan and I were going around the league, everyone mentioned, what is Edmonton going to do about the goaltending?
Yeah.
It's the...
So then why the question would that be, why else isn't Connor signed? Why else isn't Connor signed? And if the goaltending has an average start to the season, I'll even go as far as saying it's an average start to the season, there'll be the connection. Stuart Skinner needs to come out super hot, and Pickard, when he plays, also has to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that is just going to be the converse. To Cass's thing, I'm going to add, it's not going to shield enough of this team because it'll be connected to Stuart Skinner, and it'll be connected to Calvin Pickard in that case. He's Joaquin Gage. I'm Matt Iwanyk. We got Zachary Kubish coming up with a sports update here on EST Afternoons. You could always get in touch with us in the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Happy hours, 525 drinks available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Get your thoughts in there, or you can jump into the Nasty Chat. When we come back, Hernan's World for the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. That's coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Here's Coop with the sports update.
The Oilers are back home for preseason action against the Kraken. Stuart Skinner gets a start with Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and Trent Frederic filling out the first line. Puck drop for that one is at 7 with 4 other games on tap in the NHL. The Panthers and Hurricanes take to the ice at 4 o'clock as Calgary visits Vancouver with puck drop at 8. Elsewhere, Nashville's Nick Hague is out 4 to 6 weeks with an injury he sustained Sunday night against the Panthers, having Dallas's Jamie Benn day-to-day with an upper body injury. He missed practice this morning. In Hockey Canada has announced that the Canadian leg of this year's rivalry series with the States will be hosted in Edmonton. 2 games to take place mid-December at Rogers Place. In the majors, the Jays and Red Sox rematch, Toronto losing 4-1 in the opener yesterday. Max Scherzer to the bump for Toronto. Garrett Crochet countering for Boston. First pitch at 5:07, and Anthony Santander makes his return to Toronto's lineup. For the Yankees, they sit one game back of the Jays for first in the AL East. They beat the White Sox yesterday. They hit the diamond again just after 5. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Catch some Double E football action this season. Their next home game is this Saturday against the Riders. Tickets start at just $20. Get your tickets now at goelks.com. Hernan's World, presented by the Edmonton Garrison Curling Club, is up next. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Stu Johnson, the commissioner of the Canadian Football League.
There is not 1% of my brain power that is focused on anything to do with downs. We are a 3-down game. We are 65 wide with 12 players, 3 downs. We have our yard off the ball, and we've got motion. We are a Canadian game.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Fall football in your living room just became the Fan Zone. Before you move in the giant screen, make space to cheer on your favorite team with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Lobsterfest is back at the Canadian Brewhouse. Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. A pound and a half of fresh Atlantic lobster with all the fixins for just $49.99. Pair it with a stein of Alexander Keith's. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish. Coming up at 2 o'clock, we'll have Britton Gray from CJME to talk Saskatchewan Roughriders as they're the next opponent for the Edmonton Elks on Saturday down at Commonwealth Stadium. Great Goal kickoff show. Myself and Jay Milne will get you set for that one at 4 o'clock right here on EST. And also coming on Saturday on EST, it's the return of Hello Hockey at 10 a.m. Sean Bell, Tom Gazzola, Benny, they are back on the air for another year of Hello Hockey. So that keep it tuned 10 a.m. on Saturdays moving forward with Edmonton Sports Talk. We'll get into Hernan's world momentarily here, but Dr. Doom says, I've done 2 different franchises in NHL 26. One time Skinner was a .928 save percentage. One time he was an .850 save percentage. So even NHL 26 doesn't have an idea of where Skinner's going because they've done polar opposites. He's either going to be a Vezina winner or he's going to be run out of town early this season. If you ought to bet on where Stuart Skinner will be this season.
I'll tell you after tonight.
After tonight.
I want to see.
Do we know what Kraken? Has anyone seen a Kraken? Have you seen a Kraken lineup by any chance?
I tried to look for one. I didn't see one.
Okay. Because generally early in the preseason, I don't expect the Kraken to bring a hefty lineup to tonight.
No.
Too early. Next week, you start seeing more of the veterans.
What's today?
Being filled up.
Today's Wednesday, so they've been at it for a week.
The games only started this past weekend.
Yeah. You will probably... Everyone will stick around for a week. I think like Sunday, this weekend, you'll see the first.
Yeah. Take away split squads, I'm going to say is just one game in a way. They played on yesterday. They play today. For the Oilers specifically, they play Friday against the Jets. They play Sunday against the Canucks. Then they get the Kraken, and then they get the Canucks. So they still have quite a few more preseason games to come. So, and usually that road team doesn't bring too many players. So we shall see. We shall see how this is, and then we'll get your thoughts tomorrow on Stuart Skinner, and you could either sound the alarm of uh-oh, here we go, or you could praise and be like, hey, it's done. Vezina Trophy winner. I expect nothing else from you tomorrow, Joaquin Gage. Let's get to Hernan's World, which is brought to you by Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Fall in for flavor and fairways. Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club is open to the public with Twilight Golf specials that go easy on your wallet and wings so good they should be on parade. Hit the course, crush some wings, soak in the sunset. Visit egmgolf.com to book your round today. I am off next week, and I'm looking at going to the Garrison. Dad has some passes that we need to use up, so I will hopefully get out there for a round of golf. Okay, you're ready for Hernan's World. I'm Matt Iwanyk. I'm not Hernan. I'm filling in for Hernan on Hernan's World. So obviously, the big news of this week, what has dominated discussions, especially here at Edmonton Sports Talk, has been the changes in the Canadian Football League with the rules. I have more I could say on that, by the way. I've decided not to subject Gager and Zach to this.
Why?
Because I don't know. There's a lot. I've got the Green and Gold kickoff show with Jay. There's more I can do. I had a couple tweets yesterday that I'm also, I can't, now I'm set off a little bit here. There's enough people that are like, this isn't Americanizing the game. You're completely wrong. The parts of this game are still there that are Canadian. And no one has said that this game is now completely Americanized. But you can't sit here and tell me that it hasn't been Americanized in a way. 2 of the 5, benches aside, 2 of the 5 rule changes are outright American. Where the field goal posts go is from America now, and the shorter field is from America. So 2 of the 40% of the rule changes are American. And the other 3 have shifted towards them. You can't tell me that they're still outright the exact same, which means they have moved closer to the American game, which makes this an Americanization of the game. We used to give the rouges on the missed field goal. Do you know who doesn't give a rouge on a missed field goal? America. Now we're not giving a rouge on a missed field goal. When it comes to, which other rules can I, the 15-yard end zones. Yeah, America's 10, but we were 20. Now we've dropped down to 15. We're moving towards the 10.
Do you like the 20, though?
That one I'm actually more than fine with.
What if they met in the middle
all of them?
and did 12 and a half?
I'm really good at 15. I'm fine with 15.
I think 15's good.
I don't think there's that extra 5 is that necessary.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen enough there. I'm just saying, but we move towards the 10. We didn't move towards the 20. We didn't go to the 25. We moved towards the 10, which makes this more of an Americanization of that. Again, no one has said this game is now fully American, but you cannot sit there and tell me that this game hasn't been Americanized, because it has.
Do you think because of moving the uprights out of the end zone evens it out going to 15 now? Like the difficulty level of scoring a touchdown, I mean.
Throwing the touch, like, because it opens up the middle of the field?
It's opened up the field, but it shortened it. So what does it cancel each other out now?
Well, I guess the only answer to that is going to be we'll have to wait and see.
But do you think that?
I think it opens up touchdowns.
But
I think when you get within, like, let's say the 15-yard, you're 15, you're at the opponent's 15 or closer to the goal line.
Yeah.
I think the fact that now you could throw dead middle of the field, like you could throw right behind, like 10, you could throw 10 yards deep into the end zone.
Yeah.
Behind the field goal post where they typically are now. That opens up to you. That you can hit a receiver coming across in that spot. And you don't have to worry about that field goal post being there. I think we will see more scoring of touchdowns in the red zone. I just don't know. I don't think we'll see more. Well, obviously we'll see less field goals overall in this game, and I think we'll see more punting, and I think the net result of scoring could go down. Which brings me to something else that I'm going to save. I'm trying to get a guest, and we'll see if I could get him maybe tomorrow or Friday, that I do want to ask that question that I'm going to hold off on. I don't want to get too alarmist. But worst case, I'll save it till Friday, and I'll get full alarmness on Friday. But to say that that we haven't Americanized this is just flat wrong. Every rule change that was made, and I'm taking benches aside because that's just a common sense one. But even that, you could argue it's Americanizing it because that's what they do in the States.
Okay,
well, we don't do it up here now.
That's a safety issue.
We're going to move that one aside. Of the other 5, you cannot tell either they are full Americanization or we moved towards America and away from where the Canadian game was. That's just the facts. And anyone that wants to say it otherwise, but we still have the waggle, and we still have that. No one's saying we don't have those. We're saying that we have moved away from the full Canadian game slightly or a bit. And the big question is, if you move now this way, can you go all the way? Now, note to self. Okay, I said I wasn't getting fully into this. Hernan's world. Because of that, look, the CFL game needs some improvement. Does the CFL game need some changes? Status quo good? No, like it needed some change. We saw MLB yesterday announce that there'll be, when it comes to replays, robo umps with balls and strikes. So the Hernan's world today is a simple question. Throw it to you, the nasty chat, River Cree inbox. Throw it to you, Gage, or throw it to Zach. If you could magically, you have the power to change one rule in all of sports.
All of sports?
You could pick whatever sport you want. You could pick whatever rule you want. You could put one rule in place. What rule are you looking to change?
Gosh. That is hard, Matty.
Coop? There was a couple that came up, and an obvious one that first came to mind, I would love to see this one, is the NHL overtime rules. I think it's exciting, 3-on-3, but for 5 minutes, I feel like it's too short. To extend that to 10 minutes and then go to a shootout, sometimes those games that are 2-2 and they're uber exciting head to shootout and they're so anticlimactic once things wrap up, I think it's almost a bit embarrassing that you don't get to see the great players longer than you do. Because Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, they're going to be out there for 2.5 minutes, get gas. You don't get to really see much of the other players in the lineup as it extends. You could get tired, sure, but I like to see 10-minute overtimes in the NHL. The other big one for me is in the UFC specifically, their scoring system is whole numbers. So you can only give a 10-9, a 10-10, a tied round, or a 10-8 if somebody got absolutely demolished in a fight. I would like to see decimal scoring. So a 0.5 only, right? You can go in those intervals. So it could be a 10, 9.5 round. That would make scoring a little bit harder for the judges, but I feel like it would add more to the matchups, and you could really delve deeper into actually the skill and what you see in the fight, because it could be that close to a 10-8, but it's not enough. So you give it a 10-9, even though the guy was almost knocked out. So like a 10 to 8.5. That would be the two big ones for me.
At first, I thought you were a little crazy, but that makes sense. That makes sense. At the end of the fight, yeah, decimal scoring it to an extent,
and it could, remedy draws a little bit.
Yeah.
You could see those every once in a while, and it happens a lot more in boxing. I find that it goes to a decision and it's a draw. Right? It does happen in the UFC, probably 1 in 100 fights or something.
That
but
Canelo fight, I mean, Crawford dominated for a better part of that. It was still really close on some judges' scorecards. A little too close, in my opinion, when they announced the winner.
And it skews it so much because you could win over just one little punch landed, right?
On 2 judges' scorecards, I think he only lost 2 rounds. Like, what was it? 117, 115 or something like that. And I was like, what? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the champion does usually get the benefit, but whatever.
Yeah. I also want, I'm looking more for rule change that impacts the game. And Zach, so people saying playoff format in the NHL, that's just the format. I want it specifically within a game more so. What's going to impact that game or the outcome of that game and things like that, or the way the game is played. So people are going shootouts in every supersized Indiana Jones shootouts in every hockey game removed, 3v3, or league's OT's equivalent till a goal is scored. So a lot of shootout ones like that, point system, which would determine who wins a fight and things like that. That's kind of more so where I'm going with this. Krager in the River Cree inbox, call hits from behind in the NHL. Cole Harbor Joe.
Goaltender interference.
Cole Harbor Joe says icing while penalty killing, so the PP is a true advantage. So get rid of the icing.
I like that.
Or add icing, I should say, when you're penalty killing. For me, it's a little bit of a selfish one, but I also think it does come up to play with the pros. I hate that you have to play the ball as it lies when it lands in a divot.
Ooh.
I hate the fact that is now something that you have to deal with, even if you are a pro, where just because someone golfed ahead of you, your ball lands in a spot and it's impacted, and it completely can change your upcoming shot depending on the size of the divot. And it messes with you because somebody didn't replace their divot properly, or they didn't, on the big course, they didn't have time, or it's just the course of wear of that day. And generally, when it comes to major events, well, the better golfer you are, the later you're going to go out. So the course is getting chewed up before you get out there. And now you have to deal with that for what reason? To me, outright, that should just be free relief right behind it or something. You get, one step off of it, drop the ball, hit from there or something. I would love, if I could, just change in golf. Ball lands in a divot, a human-made divot from another golfer, you get free relief.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this, but some of it is, and there is a distinct advantage of getting out early, I guess, right? But
you also suck.
But if you're in contention the 4th day, the course is going to be pretty chewed up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I don't know. I think they're the best golfers in the world for a reason. Don't hit it in the divot.
Hit it somewhere else.
How the hell do they know that they're going to hit it in a divot? That's impossible.
They're that good, Matty. They are that good.
Get the binoculars out,
Oh, yeah. Do I ever?
Okay.
Standardize hockey sticks for players in the NHL.
How so? Like the blade, the length?
Wood sticks.
Oh, I would love that.
Wood sticks.
Go back to wood sticks would be lovely.
Or
only Sherwoods.
Or as the sticks have to pass a certain criteria. Like the advancement of and technology of these things. Like you watch guys take wrist shots now, and they are missiles. The stick is doing half the work or all the work. I think it should be standardized. Every other sport has, when you're using a part of the equipment that is part of you, essentially, baseball bats, hockey sticks, golf clubs, they are all under a certain set of regulations. Hockey sticks, it's the Wild West. And just the way some of these guys can shoot the puck now, because of these sticks, because of the technology, and people complain about goaltenders' equipment, is ridiculous. So I think you should have to adhere to certain regulations on sticks.
So wood sticks and leather pads is what you're saying too?
As long as the goalies are protected, I don't care what the pads are. They can be leather. It's fine. But then you're going to have goalies with thunder thighs like myself.
Well, immediately when you brought that up, I thought of Ryan O'Reilly's the little twist that he has at the toe of his stick because it kind of turns in, right? Like it adds a different factor in that too. And blades have been too big. Like the patty flipper for Leon Draisaitl is another one that comes up, right?
That's fine. But it's the kick point and the amount of force and that they can exert and still get maximize their shot is a huge advantage.
True. Yeah, you're tweaking it to the player, right? And it's sort of the same thing in golf. Like you get the angle of the club face or whatnot. You change the hosel.
Yeah.
Right.
Tennis is the same thing. You have your rackets have to adhere to certain regulations, right? So hockey sticks are the only piece of equipment that there's nothing. They don't even check them anymore, too, right? Like no one calls that penalty. I think they just got rid of it.
Casino dealer Jay, don't know how they can track ball trajectory in cricket, and they can't do that in hockey or football. So he wants puck tracking to determine goals. Aiden O'Neill in the nasty chat also said in football, I'd change pass interference to a 15-year penalty max, not a spot foul. I thought of that one. The only problem, because they do that in NCAA football. If you're a coach for me, like I don't know how they counter this one. If I'm teaching my defensive backs, if you're beaten by more than 15 yards, you just tackle the guy. Take the 15. It's only going to be a 15-yard penalty. You don't have to worry about the spot foul. Just take him out.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to get beat big, just do whatever. Take the penalty. Take the penalty because it's only 15 yards. A couple of comments into the River Cree inbox. Jaye says, treat puck over the glass the same as you do icings. Come on, load. Our system's not loading properly.
So no penalties in the defensive zone as well?
I don't know. Why is it now it's saying loading messages and I don't get to read all of them.
Oh no.
Is our internet good? Our internet's good there.
No, we're running fine.
Yeah, okay, good. Oh, here we go. Treat the puck over the glass the same as you do icing. No need for delay of game penalty.
Well, you know what? I didn't like the puck over glass, but now teams that have an effective forward check and constantly pressure, you see, and take Florida I'd like to see stats on how many teams take penalties against a certain other team because they're shooting it over the glass. I guarantee you there's a direct correlation to teams that forward check well and put pressure and finish checks because eventually D-men just want to get rid of it because they don't want to get hit and they're rushed to do it. So, no, I at first I didn't like that, but the more times, like you don't see guys just shooting, or you're just going to get guys shooting it out of the zone when they get into trouble. You will eventually, right? Before it was a warning, but I think there is teams now focus on that. Let's get on the forward check, make them. What you want to do is make players force them into decisions that they can't make, like take them out of their comfort zone. So no, I still like that rule actually.
We're late to break, so I'll just quickly rattle off two more, and then we'll take a brief timeout and come back and continue with this conversation. Chris Perper, soccer offside, make it more hockey style, 25-yard line, and if ball goes out, everyone tag up. Hate the line can be manipulated and may avoid losing in shootout. And then we got one, no name on this text. Feel free to always say, oh no, this one's Mike the Michigan fan. We should add him. Add the name there. Make bunkers a hazard again. No more perfect lies. No more rakes in the sand traps. If you're in a footprint, that's your own fault for hitting into a hazard. I can live with that one. If you're in a hazard, you're right. It's your fault there. To me, though, the divot one, you didn't hit in the hazard. You hit in the middle of the fairway and you're getting penalized. Michigan. How do you spell? I'm just trying to spell Michigan here. Perfect. This is EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish with you here. That was Hernan's World for the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Coming up next, open segment. We'll continue with this conversation. We'll talk a little more Oilers coming up against the Kraken in preseason action later tonight. 2:05, Britton Gray from CJME to talk some Riders. And also, we will talk some wrestling at the end of this show. This is EST Afternoons right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. I'm Matt Iwanyk. He's Joaquin Gage. Here's Koob with a sports update.
Skinner sees his first action of the preseason, playing the full 60 minutes for the Oilers as they face the Kraken. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl share a line, with Trent Frederick having Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm as the first defensive pairing. That one gets going at 7 o'clock. Around the league, the Flames take on the Canucks at 8. The Pens and Jackets face off at 5, with Florida and Carolina opening the night at 4 o'clock. And some injury updates. Alex Ovechkin was in a non-contact jersey at Capitals practice. He continues to recover from a lower body injury. As for the Preds, Nick Hague is out for up to 6 weeks after he sustained an injury Sunday against the Cats. Meanwhile, Hockey Canada has announced that Edmonton will host 2 rivalry series matchups in mid-December as the best players in women's hockey prep for the Olympics. Southeast Anthony Santander is back for the Jays. Toronto and Boston play ball just after 5. Jays losing 4-1 in the opener yesterday. Max Scherzer gets a call for Toronto tonight. And staying with the Jays, they've signed 18-year-old Moon Seojun, with Seojun becoming the first Korean-born international signing in club history. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. More with Gager and Iwanyk on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
It says R.I.P. Rouge. I made you guys a tune.
Wait, hang on. Belzy, you and I said we would do this.
We did it. We were right the whole time.
Bye-bye, Rouge.
All you people that
Rouge.
chastised us, we did it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Return here on EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage with you here alongside Zachary Kubish. Portions of this hour of EST Afternoons, they are brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. Fired Up Fridays are here. Primer all day for $28.99. Tankers, of course, for $9.99, and killer deals on White Claw and Ole only at the Canadian Brewhouse. Only just a couple of minutes left here after we went a little long with Hernan's World there. Haji says fix offside review as well. A lot of people just want that one fixed. Hernan's World, for those just tuning in, what's a rule change that you would make in sports if you could?
But you wanted a rule that would change
impacts the game. Impacts because look, I would do. And there's a law. I could go. You want me to go a little outrageous with what I would do with certain things? Like one, CFL, this isn't outrageous, but I would do. If you want to keep divisions in place, I would keep divisions 1 and if you win your division, you get the bye to the East-West semifinal or finals. But then I'd make everyone a wild card, 3 through 9 the rest of the way, Whoever are the best teams are the best teams. 3 and 4 host the semifinals. 5 and 6 go on the road. Winners move on to the next, and we do away with it doesn't matter. Montreal could host Calgary.
Would
you know? And I would do away with that. That's what I wanted for CFL. I got something for hockey that would get a little outrageous, but I'll let you.
Would you ever want to see like a football structure where it's just the regular season played and you win there's no playoffs essentially?
In which league?
I don't know.
I wouldn't do it in hockey
Baseball?
because I wouldn't do it in hockey as much. Baseball would make a little more sense
because there's so many games. Right?
But there's also then the Champions League in soccer. So there is the other side to that part. Where I would go if I was to bring soccer into North America, the two ways would be either promotion relegation, which is one, but the other one would be like this isn't done in soccer, but it's an idea from soccer. I would do the divisions randomly every year. Pot them.
Mm-hmm.
The best teams from the year prior in that first pot, and then you go second pot, third pot, fourth pot, whatever, and you just we do a nice big draw on like July 2nd. You see what group your team's going to be drawn into. The Edmonton Oilers are all of a sudden in a division with, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers and the Chicago Blackhawks and the Seattle Kraken and the Utah Mammoth type thing. And that's your division for the year. That's how because that's the way the balls came up. And that's the way you go. But I would do that for if they ever added an in-season tournament type thing. But if you want to get a little crazy, that's like the way I would kind of or do that like once every 10 years or something, once every 5 years. Have some fun. Change it up.
Yeah, it's too bad there's not enough professional leagues, but relegation in hockey would be something.
In sports, North American sports, it'd be something.
Yeah.
How many
NFL teams are there?
There's 32. There's 30. Well, but the thing is, like in soccer, there's 20 teams in their leagues.
8 professional leagues.
Right, but there's 20 in the main one.
I know.
So you'd have to create a second league almost.
Yeah.
Where you would bump up some American Hockey League's team, take the 12 worst NHL teams, put them in NHL 2.0 or NHL Light, and then you have the NHL, and then you have promotion relegation from there. North America would not at all
you imagine like the Dallas Cowboys in a regulation one-off game.
Chance to be in the main NFL or in some other league. And that would be my going outright crazy. But if we're taking this beyond the game, I would ultimately just change the CFL to either, as I said, the divisions winners get outright buys, and then you seed everyone as wildcards, or you just go straight 1 through 9. And the 2 best teams get the buys, and we just do away with the divisions, do away with the conferences. We don't need that. If we ultimately end up one day getting a Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, Grey Cup, awesome. If they're the 2 best teams, they're the 2 best teams.
I would like to see in hockey, maybe it's not relegation, but it's a bloodbath for the first overall pick. So there's a round robin sort of thing for the bottom teams in each division that play to get the number 1 pick. You win it, you get the number 1 pick.
Improve your team.
Yeah.
Imagine this year with Gavin McKenna. How much those coaches would be like, "Okay, guys, we need this.
Yeah.
Let's go. We want Gavin."
Yeah.
PWHL does the thing where they calculate how many points. Is that officially in the PWHL? Where you calculate points once you're officially eliminated from the playoffs? And then whoever gains the most points gets the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, you don't get rewarded for losing. So once you're mathematically eliminated from postseason contention, it's actually the best team afterwards.
But if you're
the best of the worst, you get the first overall pick.
But if you've been eliminated for 10 games versus being eliminated for 2 games,
then
you just need to win 3 games out of those 10, and there's nothing that other teams could do to pass you.
It's really interesting, though, but it does reward actually trying, right? Because tanking for first overall is...
It rewards trying after you tank.
Point.
Yeah,
if
so
Gavin
you tank
for that type of thing, for Gavin McKenna this year, if you're a team, you would want to be eliminated from the playoffs as soon as you can.
Yeah, by October.
So then
that's not a problem for the Blackhawks.
Then it gives you that
Sharks,
runway to go win as many games as you can. And also the other teams don't have as much, but to pick up your points so that you get Gavin McKenna.
But that's interesting, though. In the NHL, if that happened, like the San Jose Sharks and Blackhawks would want to ice like no actual NHL.
Yeah.
Like, of course,
they would
you
want
gotta
to
ice your team.
LTIR their best players as much as they could.
Yeah, and then trade for somebody at the deadline.
When they're eliminated, go, oh, they're all healthy.
They're all healthy.
True.
They're all healthy now.
I don't think you could, because what's that to a guy on the fourth lines going, well,
I don't care.
This is going to, well, yeah,
Some
I
of
don't
those
care.
guys, but like, I don't care about the rookie that's coming in.
Yeah, he's
Screw
going to
you
take my
guys.
job. He's going to,
Screw
well, not
this.
take my job, but that's another guy that's taking a roster spot. But I'd like it.
Pizza Boy, if a player's traded mid-game, they can't play for the team they're traded to that game. Call it the Tom Gazzola rule. That's referencing back to the Heavy Hockey Showdown when Tommy ditched us. And he traded himself. But we still won, and we still have the trophy here. That was
Smitty the welder. Jeez.
What?
My rule change would be goalies are able to be hit when they leave the crease.
If they're playing the puck, they're fair game in my mind, too.
Not to be run over, but you should be able to check them.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll give you that.
I agree with it.
Yeah. I would give a little more bubble. Like, you have the crease. I would put a little halo that gives them just a little bit more space for that. But as soon as you're out of that and you're handling the puck, you're just like any other player. You should be able to get checked.
Get rid of that stupid trapezoid. If goalies can handle the puck and are good at it, you shouldn't limit their skill set. But saying that, you can't be holding it on like Marty Turco and doing spinoramas. A guy going to check, you fall down and get a 2-minute goalie interference penalty, right? You should be able to check hard.
Edmonton Sports Talk, it is presented by Play Alberta. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca. New improved odds for all North American leagues, including the National Football League, which hits back going tomorrow for the start of Week 4, and easier access to promotions. Check them out, as I said, playalberta.ca. Download the app. EST Sports YG 50, deposit 50, get a free $50 sports bet. Dusty's got a Connor McDavid and a Leon Draisaitl up at EST Specials on Play Alberta. When we come back on the other side of a timeout, we'll have a Zachary Kubish sports update, and Britton Gray from CJME will stop by to talk some Saskatchewan Roughriders, who are in town Saturday to take on your Edmonton Elks. He's Joaquin Gage, I'm Matt Iwanyk, and he's Zachary Kubish. You're tuned into Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Lock Shop.
If this drags out, into the new year, and the Oilers feel like he's not going to come back, what's the percentage that they actually move him to try to get assets?
I don't even want to know what that conversation would be like. Can you sit here and possibly allow the most valuable asset in the history of the National Hockey League to walk for nothing?
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
Get ready for pure adrenaline at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, September 13th at Brand Torque Raceway. Witness an action-packed evening filled with crashing, smashing, and jaw-dropping stunts. From heart-pounding collision to cars dropped from towering cranes and a jet car burn. Celebrate an evening of outrageous entertainment at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, September 13th at Brand Torque Raceway. Just west of Highway 2 and Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Down at Rogers Place, the Oilers host the Kraken for 7 o'clock puck drop. Connor McDavid centers the line with Leon Draisaitl and Trent Frederic on his wing. Stuart Skinner will play the full 60 minutes for Edmonton. Flames and Canucks, they also play. They meet at 8 o'clock with the Panthers and Hurricanes hitting the ice at 4. Before the Kings and Ducks face off as well. From Washington, Alex Ovechkin practiced in a non-contact jersey. He continues to recover from a lower body injury suffered in practice, while Nick Hague is out for the early parts of the Preds season, missing 4 to 6 weeks after being hurt Sunday against the Panthers. In the NFL, San Francisco's Ricky Pearsall will not practice today with a knee injury. Head coach Kyle Shanahan saying hopefully he can go later in the week. For the Jays, they've signed righty Moon Sojan. The 18-year-old becomes the first Korean-born international signing in Jays history. The Jays, they do battle the Red Sox once again. Toronto dropping a 4-1 decision in the opener yesterday. First pitch scheduled for 5:07. Max Scherzer, the starter for Toronto, as they lead the AL East by 1 game over the Yankees, who play the White Sox tonight. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoons starts right now.
Maybe we just don't belong. I say we set it on fire. Maybe we just don't belong. I say we set it on fire.
Whale and the Wolf bringing us back for the second hour of EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish. Lucas and Ryan, they have their favorite team in the CFL. It's not the Edmonton Elks. The opponent coming up is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who will be in town tomorrow. Britton Gray from CJME will join us in a few minutes here to break down the opponent for the Elks. A reminder, tickets going very quick. They're closing in on 30,000 sold, which will be a sellout for the lower bowl. So go get your tickets now if you want to go on Saturday. It's going to be beautiful fall weather. On top of that, Reed and Jay, and as well as the morning show over the next couple of days. They each have a 4-pack of tickets to give away. I don't know which day they'll be giving those away, so stay tuned for them with them on that. Turf District tomorrow or on Saturday, they're having pizza dogs and watermelon slices for their tailgate. Sluice Juice at the Spirit of Edmonton. So it's going to be a fun time on Saturday. Once again, Jay and I will have the Green and Gold kickoff show at 4 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk to get you set for that game. Also, best of luck to Lucas Holt and Lieutenant Eric. They are in the finals of the Dunya of 2026 for our Fantasy Football League. It is the final of the CFL. It is the San Antonio Texans looking for their league best 5th fantasy football title, taking on the Birmingham Barracudas, looking for their first. The 10th season of our CFL season-long fantasy league is going to come to an end this weekend. Who wins? It's a battle of the brothers. That's not where our next guest is on to break down, which is he's not on to break down our CFL fantasy football league right now. We're probably going, what's going on here? Britton Gray from CJME Riders Reporter. He's going to help us break down the opponent for the Edmonton Elks coming up on Saturday. And it is the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And Britton, greatly appreciate the time. Actually, before we get into this game and talk some Riders with you, obviously when it comes to the Canadian Football League, the big story of this week is everything that was announced on Monday with the rule changes coming both next year and into 2027. What were your thoughts on the changes announced by Commissioner Stuart Johnson on Monday?
I'm in the camp that it doesn't mind the changes. I like what they've done. I was a big proponent of moving the goalposts back to begin with. That was something I thought the league should do from a player safety thing, and do try to cut down on field goals. You're seeing it more in the pros. I mean, Sergio Castillo's kicking it from 60-plus yards, and the NFL guys are trying 70 yards. Eventually that's going to happen up here as well, right? So try and reduce that. But I do get where a lot of people are coming from, because it's a slippery slope, right? You start doing this, where does it end? Where does it lead? There's a lot of unknowns when it comes to change. Now, I still think that the spirit of the CFL is still there. It's still 12 players on the field. The field is still wider. You're still going to have some crazy plays here and there. The Rouge is still there. It's been modified, thank goodness for that, but it's still there. There's still the things that make the CFL the CFL. I like the changes. I'm excited to see what they do, but I can respect where the concern comes from a lot of people with these.
That's a very fair breakdown from that. And yeah, it's also one, just let's wait and see and how this kind of fully plays out. For this Saskatchewan Roughriders team, the last time we saw them play, it was at home to Montreal, a game that the Alouettes just ran the Riders show in that one. They took a bye week. Now they're coming to town. What's the vibe been around this team? Is this a team that's just been sitting angry for 2 weeks and ready to go out there? What's the sense that you've got from the players as they get ready for Edmonton on Saturday?
I would say they're angry. They didn't play up to the standard that they've held themselves to all year in that Montreal game. The defense couldn't stop McLeod Bethel-Thompson. This is a team that it felt like they let the foot off the gas for a second, right? It allowed Montreal to come in right for a bye week, kind of lackluster. Now it's all business. The bye weeks are done. You want to clinch that first place in the West. You're getting closer to doing that because Calgary has lost another one. So it's all business for this team, and they are getting healthier as well. Philippe Gagnon is starting to practice for the first time since training camp, so maybe some more offensive line help. Sam Emilus might return to the lineup this week. Keane Schaefer-Baker's getting there. Thomas Bertrand-Houdon. This team is getting healthy at the right time. Now it's a matter of peaking at the right time and putting together those great performances and getting ready for playoff football, because we'll blink and we'll be right there, and all of a sudden games matter where if you lose, you're going home.
So the Riders, the start of the season looked really, really good. A little bit of a lull lately. You're mentioning everyone's getting healthy again. What area of their team do they would you say they need to focus on as they get ready for the eventuality of the playoffs?
Winning the trench battle. I mean, you can say that of a lot of teams, right? The defensive line has to get after quarterbacks, especially with this Corey Mace defense where they do play a lot of zone. You need your defensive line to provide that pressure. Otherwise, guys will find soft spots and zones for that. But overall, I mean, this team is still in first place in the CFL. They do have the best record. They've had some lulls, but they've been able to overcome injuries outside of that Montreal game. That was the first game where it felt like the injuries finally caught up with them a little bit. Speaking of Marcus Sales, another guy who's set to return back this week. So getting healthy, but it's about winning that trench battle, especially if you do face Calgary. The two losses to Calgary, I think, came down to the fact that the Calgary Stampeders offensive line outmuscled the Riders defensive line, and the Riders offensive line couldn't handle the Stamps defensive line. Win those battles, especially because we don't know who you're going to be facing right now. Looks like maybe Calgary. BC's coming along. I mean, Winnipeg could win by only completing 3 passes, so you have to be on the lookout for them too. But physical games, I want to see the physicality ramped up here as the games start to mean a little bit more.
Britton, it's always nice to see an outside look at the Elks. For the Riders themselves, who do they, on the defensive side on the ball, I guess, who do they have to worry about for the Elks?
On the defensive side, I mean, once again, it's the defensive line. Don't allow the Edmonton defensive line to dictate the play. This team wants to run the football. The Riders want to run the football. And if it gets into a passing game, who knows where that goes. But I think just the Elks defensive line is the big thing for the Riders, and that comes down to what I said about trench play. And with some of these injuries to the offensive line the Riders have dealt with, continue to improve.
We're with Britton Gray. He's writer reporter for CJME and CKOM out in the province of Saskatchewan. That game against the Alouettes, one advantage that MBT exploited was a bit of the weaknesses maybe in the secondary. And you mentioned Marcus Sales getting set to return. Are there any cause for concerns from that game on the secondary, or is that just need to get some healthy bodies back and it'll be fine? Well, what's your takeaway of the secondary right now, especially following that game against Montreal a couple weeks ago?
I think there is some concerns because this Riders defense has been susceptible to the passing game early in the season. They were winning, but they were giving up 300, 400-yard games to opposing quarterbacks. And so that's just kind of the way the defense plays. And now Devon Campbell also doesn't look like he'll be back again this week. Talking to Corey Mace today, looks like a week or two away with him. And I mean, he's an argument for Defensive Player of the Year, right? With the way he leads league interceptions. He's so fast when he gets that ball, he can return it for a touchdown. That's a big one. I think that there is this opportunity for someone like Cody Fajardo, who's so accurate. I think right now he is the most accurate passer in CFL history because he just can pick apart a defense with kind of the intermediate stuff, which can eventually open up the deep game there. So I do think that's still a concern, but that's just kind of the way the Corey Mace defense works, which comes down to when they faced Edmonton the first time, they got to Cody Fajardo 5, 6, 7 times. get to the quarterback so that your defensive secondary can kind of wait in those zones and wait for a mistake.
I remember a number of years ago when the Bombers were kind of ascending and hitting this point of, their 5 straight Grey Cup appearances. One of the concerns until Sergio Castillo was brought in was the kicking game, and they don't have that kicker. And now the Saskatchewan Roughriders right now, as you mentioned, best record in the Canadian Football League with the stumble that the Stamps have had the last couple of games. The argument is that they're just the best team maybe in the Canadian Football League. From the coaching staff, from Corey Mace, from the team, what is their confidence level in the kicker of the Riders in Brett Lawther, who's had a bit of struggles this season? Are they still very confident in him being their guy the rest of the way, or what's your takeaway of just where they're at with their kicking?
Absolutely, they're confident in him right now. They've allowed him to work through it. He hasn't missed a field goal in his past 3 games. Missed some converts, don't get me wrong. He hasn't been perfect. But the Banjo Bowl rematch against Winnipeg, he made 5 field goals that were critical for that win. He's getting better. He seems like he's worked through it. This team has allowed him to work through whatever's been going on with him. They've stuck by him. We've consistently asked all year, do you make a change? Do you make a change? What's the confidence? They've said, he's our guy. We're sticking with it. And at least for the past 3 games, he is rewarding them. Now we'll see if he can make it that perfect game where he doesn't miss a convert. Though last time out, he was 4 for 4. So, I mean, hey, it's been improvement.
But correct me if I'm wrong here, but I heard a rumor that there's no tailgating at Mosaic Stadium. And is that one of the biggest concerns that wasn't implemented by the commissioner, that now Mosaic does get tailgating with the new rules coming in?
I completely agree. That should have been what they led with, was tailgating at Mosaic Stadium, and then talk about reducing the field by 10 yards, right? But you are right. There is no tailgating here, and I believe it's a provincial rule. The provincial government has to make the changes in order to allow tailgating. It's one of those things where, one of those weird rules that just exists where it doesn't allow for it. Now, the Riders put out a statement saying that they are working with the province to ensure that is able to happen next season, which I think would be great. I talked about tailgating in another interview, where it's about community. It's about bringing people together, and instead of just the party in the park, which happens 2 hours before a game, people are there at 8 a.m. cooking bacon and eggs and spending a whole day getting ready for football in that community feel. So I'm excited to see what that looks like in a market like Saskatchewan, where you know that football does reign king here.
Britton, always appreciate the time. Thank you very much for the insight into the Riders. Enjoy the football game this coming Saturday.
You as well. There's
Britton Gray, CJME, Saskatchewan Roughriders reporter for them out there. Does some great work covering the green and white. I will say, from what and I'd have to ask Eric a little bit more about this one, because I've went to a few games, but not enough to remember. The old Mosaic Stadium, Taylor Field. It was right, like there was houses right as you walk out. So there was a lot of go to somebody's house in somebody's garage.
Yeah,
that's kind of where the
here
tailgate
too. But we have to. Well,
but now we've added the tailgate. We've had now and they have moved, and you're a little bit. When I went first time this year to New Mosaic Stadium, the houses are a little bit further away.
Oh, okay.
To where at least where we were. So before it was literally walk out and they're like, oh, here are the houses. We had halftime. You went out. There was this one house that you have to go to at halftime or something.
Yeah,
we went looking for that house and stuff. So I understand why it wasn't there before. It wasn't been pushed for before, because, you just hit somebody's backyard. You hit somebody's driveway or whatever it is. I think that's kind of where it was. So I'll have to ask Eric tomorrow to get me better insight. But now you want that because you have this big parking lot.
Yeah. Well, Huss, I think, mentioned, because when he goes in from Winnipeg, there's a special house.
There's this house that hosts them. There's hundreds of Bombers fans with a couple of Riders fans. But then they have to walk to the same, and it's not a far walk. They're the same. Whereas I think you want everyone centralized, and that's if you go to anywhere down south. It's funny though. I'll throw this out there, and this goes against my points and stuff. We don't want to Americanize the game, but we want tailgating.
But is that Americanizing or just partying?
It's just saying.
It is a little bit.
I'm the one of those people that is going, we're Americanizing this game. We're doing that now. Also, we're saying, we want tailgating in this. And the only reason we have this is because they have it in the States.
When someone has a better idea than you do, it's okay to hijack it. I do it all the time on this show.
But it's nice when you go to a Commonwealth. If you go to Zach and Trev will be at the tailgate on Saturday. You go, you hang out with them, you go hang out with other people. And the stadium's right there. You just go walk. It's right there. It's just, you basically could throw a rock in at Commonwealth Stadium, whereas I think with where Mosaic is right now and with those houses, it's just a further walk. You can't create that community. Cooper, you're going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, we're not going to be making bacon and eggs, but we are going to give out some chips and water and some fun stuff as well. We got some cornhole.
Telling me what to bring.
I guess,
go buy.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you got to make that Costco run still, eh?
Yeah, I haven't done any of that.
Sorry. Should I have said anything? No.
Yeah, we'll have those chips. I also have some other stuff to give you. Like last time we had some finished long drink stuff. I have a few other things to give you to hand out as
People
well.
are loving it. Got to be there early.
And the cornhole game. So that's
the
always
best
fun.
part. We were actually taking turns playing that. I wonder, once it started simmering down towards kickoff.
Yeah.
Well, we got to work, Maddie. We got to earn our money, right? Like, we got to get the experience in, right?
Still surprised you pay that guy. I'm kidding, Coob.
Oh.
He's all sad now. Bones texted into the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Tap 25 restaurant, 50% off, entire menu available 7 days a week from 2 until 5. He just sent in a Birmingham Barracudas logo as he's behind Lieutenant Eric in this hunt. Here's the thing. We've done 10 years. If Lucas wins this, he'll have won 5.
Really?
And I will have won 4. McCord has 1 and Eric has none through 10 seasons of play. Eric wins this. He gets his name on the trophy for the first time in our 10 years. I don't know what I prefer. I'm 4, so I don't want Luke to pass me.
Right.
But I also, I'm one of those people that loves the thing of like that idea of there's that one person who just can't get on.
Has Eric been to the finals before?
Yes. He's lost many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
he's
that's
been
why he
a
likes the
bridesmaid
Bills.
many times. Yeah. But he's got a great team. He's got Nathan Rourke, but all it takes is one bad week, and the San Antonio Texans might walk away with their 5th title. The greatest CFL fantasy football league there is. It's championship weekend, so all the best to Lucas and Eric. And I'll still say, like, hey, look, Stuart Johnson yesterday with Dusty and Eric said, hey, what did he smiled or whatever when it came to season-long fantasy? It's probably coming. Dusty did a great job pushing that.
Yeah.
Dusty doesn't get into season-long fantasy if it wasn't for the Dunya. So, I want some sort of recognition from the Canadian Football League to the Dunya for this all happening. You could also give a little love to the Kerfloat, but I expect some sort of stuff because I also sent them some things. Otherwise, I'm going to be even more mad at Stuart Johnson. First ruins this game this week, and I was going to steal my stuff.
Is there a possibility to update the scores, like live scores on the Dunya on the EST website?
I am not. I'm good enough at technology. I'm not good enough at creating that type of scraper type thing that could do that. I wish I was.
That would be.
If I had a little bit more money in my life, like if I was, making, I don't know, give me, who's the cheapest Oiler right now? Who'd be like, what?
Ike Howard? Noah Philp?
Give me a Stetcher. If I had Stetcher contract, I would pay somebody out there to create that for me. Create a full live system that connects to the API of the CFL and can update it automatically. But maybe the CFL will have its own next year. Although I don't know if I'm going to join it.
Live broadcast of the Holt brothers. Do you think they watch together or do they separate?
I think they might be going to the. I don't know. They might be going. Maybe they'll go to the game together.
They'll go to the game together.
Like, I don't know if they'll have any. Oh, no, that game will mean something. Like, Luke has AJ Olat. I'm trying to think who else. He has a couple of other riders. Eric's got the Saskatchewan Roughriders defense special teams outright. So there's that game's going to have an impact. That game's going to have an impact. Yeah. Selby Kirk, this is a wild story of Matty sending his spreadsheets and rule sheets to the CFL to figure out season-long fantasy. We did.
CFL Films one time at one
They're
point.
going to come and film all of this, and then I'm just going to be angry that I don't have some sort of byline somewhere on the CFL website. Is Matthews Dunya team name American? That rule came from our league when we launched our league 11 years ago. All of our team names had to be from an American CFL franchise, like one of the defunct CFL franchises from America. So that was our way of honoring the history of the CFL, and I am the Sacramento Gold Miners.
I remember that.
Wasn't long.
Yeah. It wasn't, obviously it wasn't.
94, 95 was CFL US expansion. I can't remember if there was a third season in there. 95 was the last year. I think 94 was the first season. and then they had 95. Baltimore with one of the best teams ever to have played. But with that, actually, you want to know something? We're going to go inside the numbers for Play Alberta. This gives me an idea for the next segment. We also have to get to our courageous moment for Alberta Blue Cross. But something that's not really talked about, Andrew from the Turf District did bring this up a little bit on the Turf District podcast last night, but just a little small thing that maybe we can get to next year on EST Afternoons. I'm Matt Iwanyk, he's Joaquin Gage. Zachary Kubish has got a sports update coming up, and coming up also at 2:40, we're going to talk some wrestling. And Spencer Love will join us. This is Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Here is Zachary Kubish with a sports update.
Are back home for preseason action against the Kraken. Stuart Skinner gets a start. Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and Trent Frederick filling out the first line. Puck drop goes at 7 with 4 other games on tap, including the Panthers and Hurricanes taking the ice at 4 o'clock, while Calgary visits Vancouver with puck drop at 8. Elsewhere, Nashville's Nick Hague is out 4 to 6 weeks with an injury he suffered Sunday night against the Panthers, having Dallas's Jamie Benn day-to-day with an upper body injury, missing practice this morning. In the NFL, Ricky Pearsall of the Niners will not practice today. Head coach Kyle Shanahan saying, quote, hopefully he can go later in the week. He's out with a knee injury, while in Tennessee, Cam Ward of the Titans was limited in practice today with an ankle and calf injury. In the majors, Jays and Red Sox rematch. Toronto losing 4-1 in the series opener yesterday. Max Scherzer to the bump for the Jays. First pitch at 5:07. Anthony Santander also makes his return to Toronto's lineup, with Toronto signing 18-year-old righty Moon Seojun, who becomes the first Korean international signing made by the franchise. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at Capital Care Foundation.net. More with Gager and Iwanyk on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
If Hutchinson did a little bit more offensively, he's a responsible player. He is on the PK, which will have to get better. I do think he forechecks. If he could actually hit 14, 15, 16 goals, and you got him for a little under $3 million on a cap that's going to be over $100 million, I think this could be an incredible deal for Edmonton.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Taco Tuesday just got wild at the Canadian Brewhouse. New tacos and quesadillas are just $3.49 all day. And after 4 p.m., sip $5.99 spicy mango margaritas and enjoy $2 off Corona tankers. Let's talk about a good time. The Canadian Brewhouse.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love,
just bigger
and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Need extra space for products, tools, or seasonal stock? Sentinel Storage gives your business flexible storage and the room to grow. Affordable storage that scales with you. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
afternoon. To those just tuning in, this is the EST Afternoons. Matt Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Zachary Kubish with you here live from the William Huff Studios in the west end of town since 1952. William Huff providing industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry experience and a desire to make every job the very best it could be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website, williamhuff.com. Give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Before we get inside the numbers, where I talk about a little bit more on that CFL, let's get to our Alberta Blue Cross. Courageous moment. Every win, every setback, every moment of courage. Alberta Blue Cross is proud to be right there with Albertans through all of its life's meaningful moments. Check them out, Alberta Blue Cross. And this one is, it's not now fully, but I don't know how many people remember this story from March Madness. How long ago would have this been? It wasn't that long ago. 2018. Sister Jean became a viral sensation because she was cheering on Loyola. During their Final Four run as 11th seed. So there was Sister Jean that was there. It was a massive news.
Mm-hmm.
At the age of 106, she's retiring.
Oh,
she's retiring at the age of. She's retiring now at the age of 106. That's something. That courageous to work until you're 106. Good crazy on you, Sister Jean.
Wow.
Good on you. Now, I hope all the best for her. She's retiring over health concerns, so hopefully.
Yeah, you think?
Hopefully all the best for her, but it's one of those, she was a great story to follow back during that March Madness run. And to get to I don't even care about the working part of this. You're 106 years old. Good on you. But on top of that, you're working till now, and now you're deciding to retire.
Going on to phase 9 of your life. Yeah, that's
welcome, Sister Jean. Well done. That's your Alberta Blue Cross courageous moment. Castor 1990. How's the junior season long when it's winding down a month before the end of the regular season? Because you don't want to play late into the season. You don't want to be playing in those final weeks of the season where players being rested impact your season. And while there's only 4 teams, you can only play so long of a regular season against each other. We play everyone 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
There comes a point where you just got to get to it and get to the playoffs. So things finish when in a better time too, where everyone's still competitive.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I will say there. Who just texted that? I just did it now. Did I miss this text from you?
No, I did it right when we were coming back. I thought you read it and you're like, oh, cool. I thought I was helping.
Oh, no, thank you for reminding me. Bone, Sister Jean's going to have a kick-ass pension.
No doubt.
Until she's 106.
Finally hit her target date. Wow.
Let's take inside the numbers for Play Alberta. PlayAlberta.ca. Use promo code EST Sports YG50 and deposit $50 and get a free $50 sports bet. Inside the numbers is not Sister Jean going 106 and breaking down her pension. Here's the one thing that Andrew from the Turf District brought up yesterday. You could check their show out live on Edmonton Sport. Well, we'll air it on Thursday at 6. But you could check them out, the Turf District. They do a great job covering the game, but the Edmonton Elks as well. Shortening the field in the end zones. Now it's 130 yards. Back of the end zone to back of the end zone. Prior to that, it was 150 yards. If you look at soccer stadiums, if you look at what they say, FIFA plays about 110 to 120 yards, but non-FIFA, and so like when you get to clubs and things like that, they're generally about 130 yards. This opens you up as a league to play in different venues.
Mm-hmm.
And some may look at Canada and look at other places and try to find that soccer, like if Halifax with the Wanderers gets a new soccer stadium, which they're discussing, could you plop in a CFL team with that stadium? Now the dimensions work. I also do have to throw, or are you going to be looking at some stuff down south? Now
For
you
teams.
Now you could fit in a team down south, and you have more options and more abilities Because not, especially, and there's the soccer part to this too, but there's also then just the football part of this where you're 100 yards, but the end zones are a little bit bigger. You're not right up against the end zones and stuff fully in some of those places.
Why are you
down
trying
south.
to Americanize the game?
I'm not trying to. I'm wondering if that's the plan.
Okay, just selfish reasons for viewing purposes at Commonwealth, because it doesn't look like the Elks are going to get a new stadium at any time.
I don't know what they're going to do.
So, but could you adjust the field differently?
No,
not
necessarily. I know what you're trying to say. Like, can you get it so people are closer? There's 3 ways of going about it in my mind. One is, I heard this, and I have never actually talked to the individual, but I heard that Ed Hervey, back in his first stint with the Elks, wanted to bring the field right up to the west side.
Yeah.
So that at least the west side is right at the field. And unfortunately for everyone else, you're much further away, but at least one side is right on top of the field. The other way would be to bring it north towards that scoreboard. And, maybe sell more of those north end zones right away and sell, and make sure you sell a little bit more now. But then you have those suites above the locker room that bring you big money.
That are further away?
And now they're much further away. So then the other side is you could bring it closer to them, but then you'd have to put up temporary seating on the north side, I guess, if you will. The other thing, which is then now you might as well almost look at a new stadium, or where you're going with this is you sink the stadium. You dig down and you bring the field lower, and then you build seats towards it. But now a 55,000 seat stadium is turning into a 70,000 seat stadium. And where does the money come from?
I know. I just think, it's okay. The viewing is okay. It's good in some, but it's not excellent.
It could be better.
It could be a lot better.
It's not a great venue for sightlines.
No.
Especially with the concourse, the lower bowl, it's not steep.
No, it's gradual.
Yeah, and so as you go, you're quite a bit further away. It's still a great place. I love watching games there. But
yeah,
I don't know how. Like, if you bring it closer to the south side, then you would have to add temporary seating. You'd have to put up temporary seating north of it, so you could bring some people closer to that level of it. But then you're still far away from the sidelines.
You'd look at the gems of the league with Mosaic and Princess Auto. It just looks like a more enjoyable fan experience being that closer to the action.
It's one of those things that, and there's differences in certain clubs for this, but when I watch soccer overseas, there are some of those stadiums where you're right there as fans.
Yeah, they're like, you could touch the ball when he's throwing it in half the time in the Premiership.
Us to the wall behind us.
Great.
And then there's some where it's them to like where Koob would be sitting, which is just a little bit further away, and you just lose a little something.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the Elks do. This adds even more question marks to what the Elks do, because they need to figure out we need to figure out, not just as the Elks, but as a city, what's next with Commonwealth? Are we renovating it? Are we going to add more into it? Or do we need something new? And if we get something new, what's the size of that?
Where is it?
Well, I know a great spot would be the old racetrack at Northlands.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big enough spot. I think you can put something there. But how big are you going? And what's the line of, this is too small to get the Morgan Wallens and the Garth Brooks and the Metallicas of the world? And I don't think you can have two going. But what's the line of making sure those guys still come and those are in Pink still comes, but at the same time, we're not too big?
I don't mind Pink coming, but Morgan Wallen, he can stay home. The fans aren't nice.
No,
they were awful. Well,
no, they don't know how to handle Commonwealth Stadium.
They opened the doors at 4:30. It was terrible.
But it's just, and then when these big events come down, these concerts that are sold out, like you see the stories of, look at the concourse, it's so full. Yeah, because it's designed for 45,000.
Yeah,
we're not 60 some thousand, and this is always going to be a problem when those big concerts roll through town. This is a bigger conversation, but now you add in, now people in certain parts of Commonwealth Stadium are going to be further away from the action.
Were you talking about on the hangout about Calgary's new arena? How they've got a really good opportunity to make unbelievable facility just because of the.
They get to learn.
Who was the person that worked on this one? That's there?
Was it
right?
Susan or something? Yeah, there was somebody that worked here. She's now running it down there. And so she's got to see these are the problems.
All the problems.
Because I remember I found a Sportsnet article of them talking about it, and I saw her name. I'm like, I thought she was with Edmonton.
Yeah.
And she had moved down there, and she was talking about like in the one thing, like there's bathrooms, just more bathrooms. And going, well, Rogers Place opened, and they're and it's always like it's simple, like you just need more bathrooms, but they're like they even need more bathrooms, and you need them to be able to change so that depending on the gender, what you're kind of guessing is going to come, you could have more female bathrooms than male bathrooms to have nice flow, or if flip side that, more men's versus women's, or then 50-50, and then there's not long lineups and everyone's just be able to go in and out.
I'll say this about Commonwealth, one of my most enjoyable things, almost you get a sense of omnipotency, is when you get people that have never been there and they're trying to wash their hands because they don't know how. And then they look at you and you come, and I went full Obi-Wan. I gave it the hand wave and stepped on it, and the water came out. You should have seen the looks on these guys' faces.
Just stunned. What is this magic you are?
Holy smokes.
What magician are you?
Did you see that guy? And I started laughing. Guys, you just step on it.
Oh, you should have just walked out with a smile on this face.
I should have just walked out.
It's the presence of me.
These guys thought I was David Copperfield.
Tango, why can't you have both? Elks use the stadium 9 days a year. The Elks also, if I'm not mistaken, operate Commonwealth Stadium. So their offices are right there. So they're running it and they're making sure things are up to speed. If they leave, you now lose those 10 days a year because there's 9 home games and 1 preseason game. You lose that. Who's now going to operate it? Who's going to run it? And what if there's a year we don't get a concert? Like, are we going to make sure that the beer lines are good and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we do have a few other events that eventually also that place is just too old and you need to put a renovation. So if you spend money on a new place, no one's going to spend money on an old place. And we're not big enough to run 2 major venues like that. I really would like to know what happens with Commonwealth Stadium. And I'd like an answer sooner than later, but it's hard because where's the money going to come from? Commonwealth should charge $20 a beer like Rogers Place. More expensive beer, less purchases, less need for pee breaks, less need for washrooms and concourse space.
I'll say this.
Sound argument, actually, there, Pizza Boy. Sound argument.
I'll say this about the Morgan Wallen concert. There was a lot of, there was more females in the male restroom than I've ever seen in my life. They're escorted by males, but.
Oh, they always do that.
Yeah.
When the line's too long for the female, they're always running into the male side.
Yeah. There was a lot of guys guarding stalls and stuff like that, which was great because
that was Inside the Numbers for Play Alberta. When we come back, we'll continue in the River Cree inbox. We'll jump into the nasty chat, but we're also going to talk a little wrestling. As Spencer Love of Love Pro Wrestling will stop by to tell us about an event happening with another promotion this upcoming weekend. He's Joaquin Gage. I'm Matt Iwanyk. We'll get to a Zachary Kubish sports update. You're tuned into Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Stuart Skinner sees his first action in preseason, playing the full 60 minutes tonight as the Oilers face the Kraken. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl share a line with Trent Frederick, having Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm as the first defensive pairing. That one gets going at 7 o'clock. Around the league, the Flames and Canucks battle at 8, with Florida and Carolina opening the night at 4 p.m. Elks injury report today. Jared Brinkman and Nick Anderson missed practice for the second straight day. Anderson with a hip injury, Brinkman sidelined with a toe and shoulder issue. And according to Ian Rappaport from the NFL Network, Cam Ward of the Titans was limited at practice with an ankle and calf injury. Elsewhere, San Francisco's Ricky Pearsall won't practice today. He's out with a knee injury. And Anthony Santander is back for the Jays. Toronto and Boston play ball just after 5. Jays losing 4-1 in the opener yesterday. Max Scherzer gets the call for Toronto, and staying with the Jays, they've signed 18-year-old Moon Soejun, with Seojun becoming the first Korean-born international signing in club history. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. The final segment of EST Afternoons. That's Spencer Love joining us on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Wing showdown time at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy street corn goes head-to-head with Mexican chili lime. Two bold flavors battling for your taste buds. Grab them anytime, or just 69 cents every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses. Because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Back on EST Afternoons, final segment on this Wednesday. Matt Iwanyk in for Hernan Salas alongside Joaquin Gage and Zachary Kubish. I want to correct myself, Barry. The Cheater Commonwealth Stadium is operated by the City of Edmonton, not Elks. They rent office space. So I was corrected there. I thought they would have been operating it, but Barry knows better. I know he knows better on that one, so thank you very much for that. Barry, coming up from 3 to 6, it's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. On the show today, Mark Zucchino from Golf Talk Canada, TSN. He'll talk Ryder Cup. We'll have to talk some Ryder Cup tomorrow. They've got comments from Leon Draisaitl, Trent Frederick, Chris Knobloch, Joan Forge with an Elks event coming to town, or happening tomorrow, Game Changers. Going to let you know about that with Joan, and then they've got a 4-pack of Elks tickets as they'll take on the Riders on Saturday, 5 o'clock. Green and Gold kickoff show at 4 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Also coming up this weekend, events coming to town, I believe it's for the first time. And to break it down, let us know what's happening. Spencer Love from Lump Pro Wrestling joins us now. Spencer, greatly appreciate the time. TNA Wrestling, has it ever been to Edmonton before? Is this the first time it's coming to town?
Never, not once. It is a first time ever pair of events this weekend, man. It's good to chat with you. How you keeping?
We're doing well. It's fascinating reading about. I've seen TNA for a long time. I've known about it. I didn't realize it's never come to Edmonton. This is pretty big. Let our listeners know. Okay, when is this? Where is this happening? Just give us the 411, if you will, on the event coming up.
You betcha. So Friday night, they've got Victory Road. It's their pay-per-view leading up to their major event of the year, Bound for Glory, on October 12th. But this Friday, September 26th, is Victory Road. And then the next night, they're going to be taping a live edition of Impact, their flagship TV show. You guys can catch that on Sportsnet every Thursday night. But yeah, man, it's surprising but not shocking. But it's also a testament to the great wrestling community that's built up here in Edmonton, Alberta over the last few years. Like TNA's already announced that they've had to open additional seats for both nights of their events. They're expecting over 3,500 people for each night at the Edmonton Expo Center. So it's wild, man. Edmonton is wrestling town, and I've said it for years, but at this point, no one can convince me otherwise with numbers like that.
So a pay-per-view in Edmonton? Those are because that's a big deal whenever you get the pay-per-view. So one of these is a pay-per-view event.
You betcha, man. That'll be the Friday night Victory Road. It's actually the first pay-per-view event held in Edmonton on the wrestling end since WWE held Backlash here in 2004.
I was there.
If you remember Mick Foley and Randy Orton, then you remember perfectly where I was going with that one. But yeah, it's the first time in I guess 22 years that there's been a pay-per-view in Edmonton. So again, it's a huge testament to the scene that this city's built. It's going to be record-setting crowds on both nights. I know that tickets are limited as all hell. So if you're looking to come out for one night of professional wrestling you don't want to miss, you got 2 opportunities at it.
Spencer, I see you're at the Edmonton Expo Center. Just to give you a little background, my daughter dances there. I don't know if you know about Dance Moms, but they could probably compete in some of these events too, with their veracity. What are the marquee matches that we would be looking at this weekend?
So for me, there's 5 matches announced, but there are a couple that I'm specifically really, really looking forward to. Leon Slater is defending the X Division Championship against Myron Reed. If you're looking for some real lucha libre, high-flying professional wrestling, that'll be a match for you. And then Steve Macklin's facing off with Frankie Kazarian for the TNA International Championship. And in a complete sort of opposite from the previous 2 that I talked about, these guys are going to be hard-hitting. They're going to smash your face in. It's going to be an absolute blast. But honestly, man, it's one of those events that you can pay for the full seat, but you're only going to need the front of it. You're going to be on the edge the whole time. I couldn't be more excited for all 5 matches, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, so you also are involved in Love Pro Wrestling, a local promotion here in town. When events like these come to town, how does that impact your event, and how do you see a trickle down effect? Like, well, what having these events comes to town do for you?
It's huge. I think especially in professional wrestling, a rising tide raises all boats. And I know that there are going to be people who go out to the TNA show on Friday and Saturday, and they're going to have their minds blown. But the coolest thing for me is, that inspires people to be checking out, wrestling in Edmonton, who's appeared. And when they look those up, selfishly for me, Travis Williams, Judas Icarus, Jody Threat, 3 individuals that are going to be all over the cards here this Friday and Saturday. They've all wrestled for Love Pro Wrestling. Travis Williams specifically, he was part of our first ever event that we ever held. So it's the same comparison that I've made when you and I have talked about my work with the Sherwood Park Crusaders there, Maddie, is like, for me, it's all about inspiring that next generation. And you really, with Love Pro Wrestling, you get to see current stars, you get to see people who are going to melt your faces right now, but then you get to see them expand and go off from a 300-seat venue in the Rec Room South Edmonton to, again, 3,500 people across 2 nights. There's going to be at least 7,000 people getting to check these out. So it's huge for us. I know it's cheesy to say, but I really love professional wrestling. And when that industry is succeeding on that level, like it has been for the last couple of years, I don't often believe in trickle-down economics, but it certainly applies in Edmonton as far as pro wrestling goes.
For you, what is next for Love Pro Wrestling yourself?
So we're actually back at the Rec Room there next Friday, October 3rd for our 41st event, LPW 41 All Killer. And then we actually move into our anniversary event there on October 24th. So we're hitting our 4th year of existence. We're firing on all cylinders and very much looking forward to, definitely different sizes of venue, but we're heading into what's going to be our 29th straight sellout here, knock on wood, for October 3rd. And then hopefully we hit number 30 for our 4-year anniversary on the 24th. So things are going swimmingly, man. I've really got no complaints. I get to work in the best industry in the world as far as that goes, to be quite blunt with it.
Spencer, which Rec Room are you located? Are these events usually held at?
So we're at the Rec Room South Edmonton on a monthly basis. Ironically enough, the 26th would have usual date. We advertised that we're there the last Friday of every month, but because TNA's in town, we ended up shifting to a week later for this one. So generally the last Thursday and Friday of every month at the Rec Room South Edmonton Common, December notwithstanding, because normally we fall in that weird week between Christmas and New Year's that I'm not leaving my sweatpants for anything, so I don't expect anybody else to.
And that's in the lower level in the theater part, correct? I'm just I'm interested to come to see this.
Well, we'd love to host you. It's we're in that theater there, the hall at the Rec Room. So right when you pass the main bar there, right past Big Buck Hunter. we're right in there. So every month you can catch live pro wrestling. Like I said, the tickets tend to sell quickly for those, but again, it's a testament to the scene that Edmonton's really built here over the last really 20 years. A huge shout out to the Prairie Wrestling Alliance, who is the reason that I'm a professional wrestling fan. And I feel really proud that Love Pro has really been able to carry on that legacy and continue to make Edmonton truly an international hotbed for wrestling.
I love that it's the part of the directions was behind the big buck button. Big buck hunter. It's so perfect.
Perfect.
Spencer, have fun at the TNA this weekend, and all the best with your event next weekend as well.
Hey guys, thank you. It's always great to catch up, and hope to do it more often. Chat to you later, guys.
Absolutely, Spencer. Love Pro Wrestling right there. Pizza Boy, who is Joe Hendry, and why does my wife keep calling his name in the shower? I think I see that. I think it's this one right here or something, but great comment there, Pizza Boy. Tomorrow on the show, we are going to talk Little Ryder Cup.
All right.
I wanted gets going Friday. So we'll need to, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll need to get someone else to talk about it tomorrow. We absolutely will have that on.
That's fun.
Tomorrow, we also have on the show Matt Parrish. He's the head coach of the University of Alberta Pandas women's rugby team. He's going to be on because we need somebody locally to talk to. And the only other one I could have, I guess, reached out to Fergie. But the Canadian women's rugby team is going for World Cup titles, World Cup supremacy on Saturday.
Crazy.
So we're going to talk about that as well tomorrow on the show. We'll recap Oilers and Kraken. Hopefully, maybe we can get an Elks guest on tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a busy Thursday all of a sudden.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's just a lot happening coming up. That's up and close. There's still one guest. I do want to maybe talk a little Blue Jays this week too, at some point, if we can, in the next couple of days. I'm trying to get someone who I know we could talk Blue Jays with, but
I'm looking forward to Ryder Cup. I love that. That's a good event.
It's a wonderful event. I'd love to play in something like a Ryder Cup.
I'd like to go to the Ryder Cup.
Us has gone a couple times, and he just raved about them.
That'd be fun.
I could accept going to America first just because it's closer, but I definitely would want to see one in Europe.
Well, you want to go Europe because the courses are different.
Well, it's just the fans are different. They bring those soccer style chants.
Oh yeah,
to this.
Yeah,
which I don't want to give anything up, but stay tuned for the off-topic on the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Mill. That's all I have to say. Again, Joan Forge coming up to talk about Game Changers, which is tomorrow. Comments from Leon Draisaitl, Chris Knobloch, Trent Frederick, Mark Zacchino of Golf Talk Canada, and Edmonton Elks tickets, plus a lot more, a lot of fun coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk with Reed Wilkins, Jay Mill, and Zachary Kubish. Thanks to our guest, Spencer Love, as well as Britton Gray from CJME. And also, thank you to the listeners and everyone who jumped into the nasty chat in the River Cree inbox. We greatly appreciate it. On behalf of Coob, who did a great job on the other side of the camera, and Joaquin Gage, I'm Matt Iwanyk. Thanks so much for spending some of your day with us here today. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and also enjoy the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne coming up. Don't go anywhere. That's going to be on in just a few minutes right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta.